that's interesting. Color purple, they've never seen it. It's more royal. Most people haven't seen it in their life, you know?
Right.
And I thought that's such an interesting thought.
Yeah. Yeah, it was good.
I met a guy, he was of college age. He lived in Erie, like in Erie.
Mm.
He came with his girlfriend to our house at Christmas time, and he had never seen a cow before.
Oh, really?
Oh, no, I know about this.
Other than in a
really?
book.
No, I mean, yeah, go ahead. Go ahead and talk about that.
Yes,
That's interesting.
I just thought it was...
So, that's all he said? He
shit.
just never said it?
He never saw a
I can
cow
one up
before.
you. I can one up you. Should we record that?
We are.
Oh.
Yeah.
Did I talk about this before? When my mom worked at Abraxas, which is kids from Philadelphia who were bad. They sent them to Abraxas, which is our tiny little town here in Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
It wasn't called Abraxas, but and you know they had like children detention area. Like they still went to school. Like my mom was a substitute teacher there, and she helped with different classes and. She loved teaching there. It was it was her best job. In fact, my mom is retired now, and she is the age of I think I want to say 78, 77 or 78, and she wishes she could go back to work tomorrow.
Really?
She loved it so much.
Wow.
The kids and everything.
That job would suck.
Oh my God, she thought it was the best job. So now, my mom was very good with kids, and she connected with these kids. You know. And these kids are from Abraxas, or from Philadelphia. Yeah. They're from the city, right? And so some of the better kids, every once in a while, she would get to be able to take them outside of Abraxas. If their crime wasn't terrible, right? Yeah. And they were well behaved inside, they get special treatment. Like they would leave, and so my mom and another coworker of hers, another friend of hers, they would get a minivan that they opened, and they would take 2 or 3 or 4, and they'd let them go do something. So, my mom always included me in this. So, like it was weird for me because I was around criminals and I knew I was. Right. But it was okay. Like we were in a good place, and you know 90% of these kids seemed fine. Like I think about it now, and I just think you know if these kids would have grew up in our town, they wouldn't be in this. They're just in a bad situation. They were in a bad situation or a bad place that made them do bad things because they were all good kids. They were just like kids in my own fucking school. It didn't you know. Yeah. So anyway, this one time though, she wanted to do this picnic, and so I had my buddy with me. And then she was taking 3 of the kids who are our age, me and my buddy's age. But I'll say I was probably 15, you know, something like that, right? Yeah. And we were going through Crown, this small town in our area, close to where Nate lives. Yeah. Him. Fuck. Well, this is you're not recording that, are you?
Yeah, we're recording.
I mean, but we can.
Oh yeah, we're not streaming.
Yeah. Okay. Dude, that's one of my biggest fears right there.
Yeah, it's all good.
So anyway. The kids are in the back, and we're going to go and have this little picnic. Yeah. And as we're good. Yep. Okay. So as we're driving by, we go by the Crown Church.
Oh yeah.
In Crown. And there's a farmer's field right there. Mm-hmm. And so we go through, and there's cows, and we stop. The 3 kids with us started screaming.
Shut the fuck
up! In the car, they're screaming. One of the kids was pointing, like, "What the fuck is that? What the fuck is that?" I mean, these guys were freaking out. Wow. I mean, I am not even joking.
You think they would? I mean, have seen a cow and know what it is?
You would think so, but I think a lot of these kids that they might not even go to school much.
Right. Yeah.
And
they don't either, man.
No, I don't. No, I don't think they had parents at home reading Good Night Moon, right? Yeah. You know what I mean, they didn't have that shit. So.
Yeah, that sucks.
I'm guessing. I mean, he had to have, right?
Right.
So my mom stops and she opens the door, and she goes, "Darren," she goes, "Go outside." And so one of the cows was right there by the fence, right? And the I could see that the cow's neck was on the metal wire. Yeah. So I knew it wasn't electric, right?
Oh, right.
So I walk over and I just
that's one tough cow.
Yeah, right. So I just started patting the cow on the head. Yeah. And these kids were freaking out. They're like, "No, don't touch it! And they thought it was going to bite me. It was going to eat me, right? They had no idea what this animal was.
Wow.
That's amazing.
So one of the kids actually did get out of the car. It was the only one. He wouldn't touch it. But he walked close to look at it. Yeah. That was it. They wouldn't touch the thing. Huh. So, that's why the area where this Abraxas was works so well.
Yeah.
Because it's in the middle of the woods, like in the middle of Allegheny National Forest, right?
Yeah.
And there's bears. And there's deer. And my mom told me on numerous occasions that kids actually did escape. They got out.
Oh, they did.
Oh, yeah.
They fucking came back.
And they all came back. Like they would see a deer, and they didn't know what a deer was, and they were so terrified of it, they thought it was some kind of demon in the night, and they would run back and they would turn themselves in.
My wife worked at the old folks' home at the end of that lane that went back in there.
Oh, yeah.
And they always called and to let the nurses know that there's kids on the loose, and they'd all just laugh.
They would be back instantly. Like they don't know what woods are. I mean, like if you think about it, though, if you grew up in an inner city, why would you? Right? I mean, you wouldn't know anything about that. So I imagine a deer moving around in the middle of the night would be terrifying for somebody who has no idea what the fuck a deer is.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
You know. But one time the kids did run into a bear.
Oh, yeah.
And that's a whole different story. No, nothing happened. They did run, but I'll tell you what.
Even we're afraid of those.
They were right to be afraid that time. Like, they could have kept going with the deer, but the bear? Yeah, no. You were wise to turn around.
Turn the fuck
I tried to tempt a bear once.
Did you really?
Oh, yeah.
I did for work. I didn't tell about that.
I don't know. You haven't told that. That's a good one.
So, should we say that?
I think just don't use people's names.
Okay. I was going to say, should I save it until the next episode? Or what?
All
right, I'll just tell it real quick.
Okay, good.
Fucking send it.
So, this is really hard, so I'm going to dumb this down.
Right.
But I'm at a work event. It was an open house, and we all got out to dinner, and we're in the middle of nowhere, right? And we're at this restaurant, this beautiful restaurant on the side of a hill overlooking a river in the middle of the country, right?
Yeah.
And it was legit. It was so legit that I ordered the prime rib, and when they brought the prime rib to me, it was still on a fucking bone. I mean, the bone was like a handle. I could have used it for a club.
Yeah, dude.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
You know how much of that prime rib I ate? Half, and that was probably like 3 prime ribs.
Wow.
It was insane the amount of meat that was on this fucking thing. It was like that was the end of the fucking thing, and it's like, fuck it, give it to
Just
him.
give him the whole thing.
Yeah, it was insane, right? So anyway, as we're eating, and I'm with people I still know okay. I probably know them for like a year or so, 2 years maybe,
okay.
2 years maybe.
Right.
But like I wasn't there for like 10 years. And they all know I'm just a little bit crazy or whatever. And so anyway, somebody hollers off the side and they go, "There's a bear outside. There's a bear outside."
Oh, boy.
And so we're eating our dinner. I don't think much of it. And then somebody walks in to the restaurant, and he goes, "Hey, you guys have a bear right out there beside your dumpster."
Oh.
And the people I'm with heard that. And so the one guy was like, "Hey," he goes, "why don't you try to give that bear the rest of your steak?" Because I wasn't going to eat it. And it was huge. I mean, this is a fucking, like I said, I could kill people with this. and so I'm like, no, I said, I'm not going to do that. And we were drinking.
Oh, yeah.
And the one guy goes, "I'll give you $100 or something like that."
Right.
It was ridiculous. So I was like, "Yeah, for $100."
Yeah, $100.
I mean, I had kids to feed. $100, I could eat my own arm. So we go outside. So they let me see. Here's the weird thing. I was the newest one.
Yeah.
And everybody's just like, "Yeah, let's do this."
Yeah,
like,
let's see what happens.
This is a totally normal idea. So I grabbed the fucking leg of cow. I mean, it was insane. And we're all going out, and so I go out to the dumpster, and I walk just past the dumpster, and I'm holding this fucking piece of meat, and I'm shaking. This bear is probably, I don't know. I want to say 70 feet away.
Okay.
Within 70 feet.
How many meters?
I was gonna say this many meters, and then I thought, oh no, wait, I'm American. We don't use those unless we're playing football.
Sometimes we use yards.
Or wait,
That's football. Yeah, that's football.
That's
meters,
what it is.
The joke from what's his name? The meters was for swimming.
Oh, yeah.
That's right.
So anyway, he's probably 70 feet away. And I don't know. I was drunk enough that it wasn't even scary. It was like, okay, well, it's a bear, but
Yeah.
I don't know. And so behind me was everybody.
Yeah.
Like, they're all standing behind me seeing what the fuck's going to happen. Right?
They're like,
And so,
this is going to be good.
yes, yeah. So two things happened almost simultaneously. The one thing that happened was one of the coworkers came up from behind me. Can I say his first name?
Yeah.
Brian. Brian comes up from behind, and he puts his hands on my shoulders, and he leans down and he goes, "This is stupid." He said, "What if her cubs are in the dumpster?" And he says, "Stop this and let's go." Like, he was the voice of reason, right? And as he was saying those same things, Sean, a different person, had walked up the road around the bear and snuck into the woods behind the bear
Oh my God.
and started running towards it and screaming to try to scare it towards me.
I think that's dumber than what you were doing.
I was wanting food. But so he started doing that. I swear to God, that's a true story. And I freaked the fuck out. So I take the fucking the meat sickle, and I chuck it at that bitch. and so I thought maybe if I hit it, the meat, it'll grab the meat like, oh, that hurt, but oh my God, it looks good. And I'll eat it and then get the fuck out of here.
Holy shit!
Oh, that hurt, but it looks good.
It hurt,
I'm
but it
gonna
looks
eat
good. I'm gonna
it.
eat it, and then I'll leave. And then so anyway, I jumped up, and me and Brian took the fuck off. Everybody ran back into there, and then we didn't know what happened to Sean for a little bit. But then he walked in, and he's like, he was so proud of himself trying to scare that fucking thing at me. I could have died that day.
I guess if it was a black bear, they say you can scare them, right?
I don't fucking know.
Because aren't black bears the ones that you're supposed to get big and scream at?
Yeah, but here's the thing.
Fuck that.
I'd
Grizzly bears, you play dead.
Brown bears.
Brown bears.
I have no idea what it was. I don't remember. Even if I did, I want to say it was probably a black
running
bear.
away from it. I'm gonna fucking try and fight it.
Anyway, that fucking that scarred me. I got a name for that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What is
What?
it?
Yeah, it's more of a hidden name. They didn't actually give me a name, but they did start calling me Dragon at work.
Oh, that's when.
Mm-hmm.
No, I told them to do that earlier. I started asking people to call me
But
Dragon.
then some people started doing it.
Yeah, well, so here what happened is I was at work and I didn't know anybody, and I told them my nickname was Dragon. And then everybody started calling me Dragon. And so that's how the Dragon
I
started.
think that's how the Merchant of Death got his name too.
The Dragon?
Yeah.
He just told people, "Yeah, I'm the Merchant of Death."
Yeah, I'm the Merchant Dragon. You mean the Dragon?
This is what I do.
Alright, so we need to talk about your
Yeah, we
show.
need to get to that.
Oh yeah. So David Hahn, the Nuclear Boy Scout.
Related to Goldie.
Negative.
Okay.
Negative. He
Okay.
he grew up just outside of Detroit, Michigan.
Okay.
He was born in 1976. So
So
that's
in
old to Nick.
76.
but that's 2 years younger than me.
When were you born?
I was 1976.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So this guy's my age.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. Although we're the same age,
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't nearly as smart as this person. That has nothing to reflect the difference.
This fucker.
Yeah, not everyone born that year was.
It wasn't a phenomenon or anything.
Yeah, but so his parents got divorced when he was 5 or 6, somewhere in that age, right?
Okay.
His mother had paranoid schizophrenia. All right.
So who did he end up living with?
He ended up living with his dad, but spending the weekends with his mom.
So his mom wasn't in a hospital or anything.
No, she
just
was
kinda,
in and out, and they kind of got it all settled. And
They got her on medicine that actually worked at that time period.
for a while. So he's in between two houses. So you got his dad and his mother-in-law.
Okay.
No, stepmom.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So he
His dad
got
and
he
his
got
stepmom.
remarried.
What's the difference between mother-in-law and step?
Mother-
Oh yeah, mother-in-law's different.
Yeah.
Well, we did have something to sponsor this evening.
Cherry AK.
Cherry AK.
Oh fucking A.
Yeah,
Fantastic.
very good stuff.
Yeah. So his dad gets remarried, and this is a town right outside of Detroit, so everybody works at GM. Well, his dad was a General Motors engineer.
Wait, where was this?
Detroit,
Oh,
just
okay.
outside of Detroit,
Okay.
Michigan. And he remarried to another General Motors engineer, and her dad was a General Motors engineer.
Oh, okay.
So her dad, knew this kid since little, so he considered him a grandfather, right? So the grandfather gives him this chemistry book.
And now let's remember, he's coming from good stock, right? Because his fucking dad's an engineer too, right?
That's
So
right,
his dad's
but his
smart.
mom's a schizophrenic.
Now, hang on. She still could be very intelligent.
Without a doubt.
Right?
Without a
So
doubt.
they probably
actually
don't. Do they hint on that?
No, they didn't. But she ended up. She didn't get remarried. She didn't get remarried, but she had a live-in boyfriend, and it's not one of the bad ones. He was. Good. He was good to the kid. Yeah.
Oh, good.
Right.
That's pleasant for once. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Oh, it ends.
That's a twist.
Woo! Yeah. Way to throw those curveballs at us.
Get those good points in now.
Yeah. Oh. Okay.
So yeah.
Thanks.
Ooh.
You ruined my
Read
fucking
the
show.
room, Gordo.
Didn't you see we were happy?
They were. I didn't like it.
All right.
Okay.
So-
Take us down.
The step grandfather or the grandfather,
Yeah.
gave him this chemistry book, and he just fell in love. And this was when he was 10. So he started spending his money on chemicals and beakers and things to start chemistry, right?
Okay.
So not only does he get through that whole book, he starts reading his dad's textbooks.
Now, hang on.
Chemistry
What
teacher.
age are we talking about here? What age was he when this shit was going
Between
on?
10 and 12.
So as he was 10, he's starting to learn.
He's
Between 10 and 12.
right, and so he's doing experiments in his room, and
Of course.
as one does, and harmful chemicals. He started damaging the carpet and the walls and shit. So his dad said, "Enough of this shit. Get to the basement with that." So he's starting to get older, right? We're 14 years old.
Okay, now he's in the Boy Scouts.
Yeah, so just
Oh, not yet.
not quite yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Easy.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
Well, listen, what age do you go to Boy Scouts? Like,
Yeah,
take
you're a
10,
teenager,
right?
yeah.
I mean,
Well, right. So he's
That's
down
what I
in the
was asking.
basement and he's blowing shit up.
Okay.
And he's kind of an outcast at school. And his dad, very smart guy, thinks he's down there making drugs and selling drugs.
he would have
So
been more popular.
Yeah. Hey, we'll get friends.
Yeah, he would have had friends then.
yeah,
He just give a couple free out.
yeah, but that's pretty nice.
Yeah.
I'm just saying,
what I'm talking
sponsorship's
about.
dope.
Listen, he did this to himself.
So he's down in the basement and he doesn't have everything, but he keeps moving forward, right? He just has this drive, and his dad's like, I gotta focus this energy or he's gonna start getting into trouble. So that's when he joins the Boy Scouts.
So, right around what age do you think? Like 14 or
This
15?
should be 14, 15.
Okay.
Yeah. So, now this is a kid that's just ridiculously into chemistry. There was a time when he showed up to Boy Scout camp and he was a bright orange color. He was messing around with a chemical. he was trying to make a self tanner.
Are you shitting me?
No, but this chemical, I don't know if you have to ingest it or not, but it turns you orange from the inside pigment out.
Oh.
So
Oh
it's
my
skin
God.
deep. Yeah, so
Wow.
that's a
This kid's gonna kill himself.
this is the kid that he's throwing hard,
Yeah.
right? I mean,
Now, hang
he's-
on. I think what we need to know. I think
Yeah.
listen. Here's the most important thing. How high did he get up in the Boy Scouts? Because was he a weeblo? I just want to throw that out there.
Was he a weeblo?
Was he a weeblo?
I don't know what a weeblo is. I know he
Yeah, I
ends
don't
up
either.
going to he gets his Eagle Scout.
I think weeblo is only rank 2,
Oh.
and then Eagle is like the 3rd. Isn't it like your
I
Boy Scout?
thought it
Wait,
was the highest one.
It's Cub Scout, Boy Scout.
Mm,
Come
Oh,
on,
I was
guys.
never in the Boy Scouts.
You were never in the Boy
me
Scouts?
either.
No.
You weren't either.
Uh-uh.
Fuck! I thought we all had to be.
No.
Like my mom told me if I wasn't a Boy Scouts, I wasn't a boy. Oh shit! Sign me up. But,
Well,
no,
I better get over there.
You know why I was in the Boy Scouts? Is
Why?
because of Nate.
Oh, yeah.
God damn it!
Again.
I got another one.
God damn it! It's because of Nate.
All right.
That fucking guy.
Yeah,
Why's he got to be such a good guy?
and this isn't a bad story, but his mom was the troop leader and me and Nate were friends.
Yeah.
And so my mom wanted to join me in there, and I was too young. Like I was too young when I joined high school or elementary school because my mom got me in because I was friends with her best friend's kids. You know, it was really selfish of my mom to make me go to school early. I would be smarter today if I had an extra year to grow. My brain wasn't fully developed.
Yeah, they put,
Clearly.
It still isn't.
They did that to me too.
Listen, the Boy Scout ranks. We can do that.
Yeah, I thought Eagle Scout was like towards the top.
I thought it was the top.
Well, I said Weeblo.
I don't know what a Weeblo is.
Weeblos wobble, but they don't fall down.
Indeed.
Well, listen, apparently they don't even exist anymore.
I think you made it up.
Dude, I'm telling you, Weeblos. Right here it is.
I
Weeblos.
thought he
okay.
did.
Weeblos is rank 4th.
Oh.
Yeah.
But, like, this one here says Scout, Tenderfoot, 2nd class, 1st class, Star, Elite, and Eagle. Those, that must be what today is. But, like, look, guys, there is a shit ton of them.
Wow.
Like, there's Weeblos, Tiger, Wolf, Bobcat, Scout
What is a
rank.
Weeblo?
For
It's gotta be something.
Well, so in our, I don't know what it. That's a good ass question.
Look that up on your nerd phone.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm not the nerd guy.
Nerd that shit up.
What is a? I mean, I can't spell it.
Weeblo.
Weeblo.
I was ranked Weeblo.
Weeblo.
Okay. All right. Well,
Damn.
so you know what's funny?
I was afraid to poke myself in the eye. It fucking sucks.
You know what?
What?
It's an acronym.
Oh.
Oh, wow. For what?
Will be loyal scouts. We'll be loyal scouts. So it's WE and then the BE and the LO and the S. Weeblos.
Oh, Weeblos. Okay.
That's insane.
I don't like that.
That's not nearly as
Makes
cool
me,
as I thought
makes
it
me
was.
uncomfortable.
But well, I think like we only had like in our area
Only
like,
boys.
So listen,
Weeblo.
you're gonna tell me. Wait, you're gonna
I
tell.
want to see the master that came up with that.
Well, hang on. You're gonna tell me like so you know Nate's mom.
Yeah.
You're gonna tell me you wouldn't put it past her to skip like 4 fucking levels to get us to the last level so we can graduate?
I believe it.
Yeah, I mean, there was that. Weeblos maybe were like way high up. We skipped like Wolf Scouts and Tiger Scouts. The only thing I really remember is going to the haunted man. There was a haunted house called JC's Haunted. I'm sorry,
Where was this?
I'm taking your time up, but
Was that the one that was like near?
Nate's work.
Yeah.
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 And then they tearing it down. But I have some stories about that place. We went as it, but anyway.
We'll get that
God, I'm sorry, guys.
That's
all right.
a lot of fun.
Didn't mean to do that.
So he was in trouble. So his dad enjoyed the Boy Scouts.
Fucking, you're going.
Yeah.
And so he
was like, Dad, I want to stay home with my chemistry set.
Yeah, I gotta make chemicals.
Well,
and he's like, well, don't you want to watch Thundercats, boy? Thundercats? No, I don't want to just make shit with my hands. Like, fuck you. No wonder why you don't have any friends.
Yeah,
or something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
So Boy Scout was good for
a
him.
reenactment.
Except for he wanted to make fireworks at Boy Scout camp.
Okay, so now he's actually acting like a boy. He's not trying to tan his skin. What kind of pussy changed his skin at that age?
He caught his tent
fireworks?
on. He caught his tent on fire with magnesium. It ignited.
Wait, in the middle of it was
Boy
on
Scout camp.
He was in camp, and he tried to make a firework.
Yeah.
And he ended up cutting.
He caught the fucking tent on fire.
That's badass.
That sounds cool.
Yeah.
All right, so now he's got to be getting some popularity points for this shit, right?
I would think.
Everybody likes a little badass.
Yeah.
I guess, but so he wants to step up, right? He's just so into the nuclear sciences, right? He wants to create a nuclear reaction. That's what
it's all been leading up to. So now at this time when he's starting to think about nuclear reaction, how old is he? Do you have an idea about that?
He's 16 for certain.
We'll
get to 17. So where was I?
Nuclear reactor.
Yeah, he's
16.
Okay.
He wants a nuclear. He was going after the big one.
Right.
Hey, we're doing it. Listen, this motherfucker's like, if I'm doing it, I'm doing it.
Right, yeah.
Right? I'm not fucking around anymore.
Right.
I ain't tearing my skin to orange no more. We're gonna blow some shit up.
There's one scout badge he wanted, and it was the nuclear energy badge. Let me make sure I got that right.
Did you get that
it's
badge?
Fucking important.
Yeah, I got that badge.
Who doesn't get that badge?
Yeah, he was
That's
making
like
nitro
when
and
he
shit.
said that. When he said that, I was thinking, oh, just that.
The nuclear science badge.
I got that when I was a Weeblo.
Listen, I was a weeblo when I pulled down the nuclear science badge. And, and I did it with a lot less fucking oomph, right? Like, I need to brag about it.
I need a whole reactor.
Yeah. It was on my sash.
Yeah, no.
It was on my sash.
So
Nuclear
I think
reaction,
it's
of
just
course.
amazing that there was even such a thing. So when you go for these specific badges, you get a pamphlet, right? A brochure, sort of.
To tell you kind of how to complete the project, right?
So this was actually the pamphlet he got was from the actual United States fucking radiation something center, right?
Wait, was it for Boy Scouts?
So
Jesus. What the fuck were they thinking? Like, oh, no kids are gonna figure this out. Let's show them how to make it. Yeah, they probably won't get it.
So to get the Eagle Scout badge, right? You gotta shadow people at work. So he shadowed X-ray technicians.
Oh fuck
And
this guy.
He's
15 or 16. You said
16.
Okay.
Yeah, somewhere in there, right?
Most kids are like, here's how you use a candle and a tin can to cook some food.
Yeah.
Right? That's everybody else. But
When I was 16, I didn't give two fucks about what's going on near a nuclear reactor. I was trying to get lucky.
as we all were.
As we all were. This kid, he's too smart for his own good.
Yeah, and it turns out in this pamphlet, brochure, whatever, had explanations, right, on where nuclear energy, where it's used to be beneficial to mankind.
Okay.
And one of the things was smoke detectors.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so there's radiation inside a smoke detector that emits positive and negative ions. Okay, so it's a chemical shit.
Yeah, we knew that.
Right?
Of course.
Yeah,
So
we knew that.
and
I'm not surprised.
Well, the ions flow over the metal sheet. Tell me more.
Yeah. Well,
So-
I mean, explain it for the people listening.
the people at home,
We
yeah.
know this.
Yeah, we know that.
Yeah, but go ahead and tell them again.
Right.
Listen, but go back to about the metal sheet thing because I wasn't really listening there. I know the answer, but just kind of say what that is. They said there was a metal sheet on there.
Yeah, so the ions, the positively charged ones, are flowing over the metal
Okay.
inside the smoke detector, and the smoke actually interferes with the flow, and it sets off the alarm.
Oh.
Get the fuck out of here. Is that really how those work?
I made it up.
Did you
No, I
really?
didn't. No.
Is that really how those
That's
work?
really how
Wow.
they work.
I guess I never knew how they worked.
I always thought there was just a nose in there. We're like, I smell smoke. Oh, he smells smoke again. You know, I never thought about
It's
it.
like one from the Flintstones.
Yeah,
It's like
a little
animal
bird
in
or
there.
something. There's a little pig. I smell something. It sets alarm off. That's insane.
Yeah,
I
that's
actually
crazy.
never thought before how those fuckers work.
Yeah.
So that's how, and that's to,
Gordon, see, that's interesting.
Up to
And
today.
that's a good reason why you're a 33% of our club.
Indeed.
Because we would have never known that.
Right. So to gather more, he needed information and he needed material, right?
Huh?
So he started pretending he was a professor at his high school and started communicating with the one of the regulation board people.
Get the fuck out of
I'm
here.
fucking telling you.
Wow.
Wait, did he use a real person from the high school?
No, he made it up.
Made it up.
He just
He's,
made
Well,
it
I
up.
was just thinking if he used a real science teacher's name or something, they could check it out,
Right.
Yeah.
right?
He's
But-
like, my name's Dr. Hahn.
Right.
No, not related to Goldie Hawn.
Yeah.
Different one.
Yeah, it's a different Han.
I think
Han Solo.
I think he just
I'm
put
Dr.
the
Han Solo.
doctor before it. Actually, I think they knew him as David Hahn.
Oh,
okay.
really? So he just used the original name?
Yeah, nobody checked.
Nobody
Wow.
questioned him or checked.
They
The
didn't fact
90s.
check back then.
Now, hang on. Wait,
What?
if he's asking for some kind of material that's biohazardous,
He's asked. If
You would
he's
think they would
getting
check.
Well, he's getting information. How does this work? Because he's speaking as if he is a professor in this field, and he's teaching at the high school. So he's
So they're not sending him material, like physical materials.
not them.
Right.
okay. So who does?
Well, he contacts a smoke
Probably
detector
them.
company, and he tells them that he's doing a project for school. They sold him 100 smoke detectors at $1 a piece, and he had enough.
Enough.
What?
Wait. He had
Wow.
enough what? So there's enough shit in smoke detectors
And
that you
hundreds
can.
and-
He also have you ever used a gas lantern?
Wait. Should we be telling this story?
It's fine.
All right.
It's nuclear.
I mean, yeah, don't try this at home.
Well, yeah. I mean, we'll try it.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm pretty sure I'm missing some parts. Sponsors.
Well,
you know?
listen,
This
you know,
isn't really a step-by-step guide.
Not even close.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, and you know, I imagine if you're buying 100 smoke detectors at a time, they already fucking know that you're
Yeah,
doing that.
they might
So-
put you on a list.
you would think.
Clouds.
But it's the 90s for whatever that's
Yeah,
worth.
right. Well, that's a different time period.
It is.
No one checks shit back then.
I wonder how
right?
much smoke detectors are on. What's the place you like to buy cheap stuff from?
Timu.
Yeah, on Temu.
Love Temu.
You probably get 100
You
for
probably,
a
yeah, you
nickel.
probably got it for $1 down.
Probably good. Yeah, I'll pass.
You probably get 200. Really? I bet you 50 cents a piece.
One of the things in that pamphlet for the Boy Scouts to do was to build their own Geiger counter to
Oh,
detect
really?
radiation. Yeah,
Oh, that's
because
cool.
there's always a background radiation,
Yeah.
no matter where you go.
See, I think I feel like this is why I did not excel at the Boy Scouts.
You're like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah, okay. A
Okay.
nuclear reactor. You want me to make a seismic generator? Yeah, why don't you suck my dick? I'm gonna play basketball.
Yeah, are there any girls in this club?
Yeah, what? Why are we even in here? Like, I'm not gonna get lucky. Doesn't make any sense.
So there's no point.
Yeah, listen. I don't gotta prove shit to you. Take your badges and shove them up your ass. That's how I would have handled it.
He ended up taking his Geiger counter into antique shops and the junkyard and finding.
So he built one and it worked.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was in the pamphlet. That's what the Boy Scouts built.
Okay, yeah.
Radiation
No
detectors.
shit.
Yeah.
And then we never did anything like that.
Nothing
I'm
that
gonna have
cool.
to have a talk with Nate's mom.
Yeah. So remember we talked about watches and the numbers used to glow because they were using radium.
Yes,
paint.
I seen the fucking thing on that. That's
Right.
a real thing. They the girls died because they were dipping their ink, and licking the tips.
Right. So he was going around to antique stores, buying up all these old clocks and everything, and going to the junkyards he can go right to them, the Geiger counter, right?
So anything
So-
that had any kind of radiation to it, he took or bought.
Yep, everything, and he'd scrape. This kid had work ethic. Holy
Yeah,
shit!
wow.
And you know what else he is? He's dead. Because there's no way he worked with.
Oh,
fucking,
spoilers.
Yeah, no, I'm just guessing. But there's no way he lived if he's fucking taking
it's probably not safe.
Like this is the shit that killed people because they were looking at it all the time. He's messing around, and I can't believe he didn't get sick from this.
You know, when I was a kid, if I was playing a video game and the boss was too hard, I was like, I'm not doing this. It's too hard.
Yeah. I still do that today. Like, you know, a kid. If I play a video game and the boss is too hard, even if I pay $50 for it, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah,
I'm done
playing this
Yeah,
game.
fuck this. This is a stupid ass game. Man. This is for
game
stupid
like
people,
that.
I guess. They got me. They got me. Bullshit. I don't do anything hard.
But yeah, so he's motivated.
Yeah, man. This fucker wants to get shit done.
So now that he has these things, he has to get lithium because lithium will purify it to a certain radiation level that he needs to do. So
Gordon, for the audience, tell them where you get lithium.
batteries
I was gonna say, were lithium batteries around back then? In the
That's
90s?
why I didn't know
and
they
those
had them back.
rechargeable batteries. That was technology.
Okay.
So he bought rechargeable batteries.
Yeah.
Probably,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
Is it a liquid?
No, it's You know the
lithium is.
shiny
I don't
wrapper
know.
on chewing gum?
Yeah.
That aluminum?
That's lithium?
I mean, chewing gum lithium?
No, but it's much thinner than that.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So a little tiny, thin metal is lithium.
Yes.
Okay.
And that's what's inside a battery.
Oh, okay.
And that's
Right.
how they recharge it.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of fucking sense, actually.
Yeah.
I actually feel stupid not thinking about that. That it's probably some kind of metal they're re-ionizing.
That's what they do.
Like,
To
why
get technical.
Why did I think of that?
So he gets this stuff, and right now he just wants to charge something up. So he creates what's called a neutron gun. So it's it's a hollowed out lead block.
Oh, yeah.
And you place the radiation sources, the stuff he got from the smoke detector.
All the shit he's been scraping off, right?
Well, that's what he's going to irradiate. So you stick the stuff out of the smoke detectors in that lead block and cover the hole with aluminum foil. And what that does is it focuses that radiation out of a tiny hole, and you aim that at what you want to irradiate.
I have a question.
Yes, Darren?
Thank you. How? There's no way that the radiator gun, whatever the fuck it was,
The
neutron
gun,
Yeah.
and all these steps were in a fucking pamphlet to a bunch of 12-year-olds.
Well,
There's no way, right?
He
You
got,
don't just buy one at Walmart.
Right.
Well, he got pulled the plans that he basically used out of a textbook.
He got out of one of his dad's
Oh.
textbooks.
Yeah.
So the pamphlet gave him the idea.
Yeah.
The textbooks are giving him the answers.
Yes.
And the information he got from those people, right?
Yeah.
When he
Okay.
was pretending to be
Okay.
a
Because
professor.
I was thinking, like, as a Boy Scout, you'd never know to do all these things. But I guess if you're
He's
a engineer,
impersonating people and shit.
Yeah, I mean-
he's going hard.
yeah, this guy's going hard.
Yeah.
This guy goes hard.
Yeah.
Right. So
I bet you not for very long. I'm not giving explorers. I don't know the answer.
longer than you think.
No shit.
Yeah.
It lived to be 99.
So he aims the neutron gun right at the stuff that he got, the radium, right, and basically fucking supercharged it.
Wow.
Oh, shit's happening.
Oh.
Okay, fucking.
Is it like in a container?
He get no.
Wait. What's he supercharging? I'm a little confused.
Is it the stuff from
the
the
radium,
from the smoke detectors?
No, the
No.
smoke detectors were in the gun, and
so he
irradiated.
shoots a gun at the radium
Right.
that he collected off of watches and shit like
Right.
that.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then what happens to the radium?
It's officially radioactive. So he was
Does
successful.
he know that?
Yes, this is what he's trying to do.
He
He's
didn't know it was
trying-
dangerous?
Yeah, he knew it was dangerous. He
Oh.
didn't give a shit.
He was
Was
just
he
like,
wearing like one of those?
So,
lead-
well,
was he wearing like one of those lead vests?
they said he did have a lead vest.
okay.
And he did whenever he... So, did I tell the part where he was in his dad's basement and his dad says, okay, enough of this, you're blowing up.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
said, fuck you, I'm moving it to Mom's house. So,
Oh.
he's in his mom's garden shed out back.
At
And
least
I
it's
got
not
my-
in the
with
house.
the same materials, right? He packed up all this
Packed
shit.
it up.
How do you pack up? How do you pack
You're
up
gonna
the
find
radium when he activated it? Like, how did he move it?
Was it activated when he moved it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so...
Well, how did he move it?
I don't know. I didn't ask.
I wish we would have asked.
Yeah. so
That's a mystery.
it was successful, right? So he wants to improve on his design, so he builds a second one.
So, sorry,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
assuming it wasn't that strong to where, like, he was instantly sick and
Well,
dying. Otherwise, I feel like he wouldn't do it again.
Right. Yeah. And also, if I was gonna make a movie about this, it'd be an interesting part trying to figure out how he got to the
this
fucking
is
shed.
this is his mugshot. Whenever they
Oh.
caught him,
Good Lord.
His face
Okay.
is all
We
messed
got-
up,
can we put
like,
that on
bloodied
our
up.
page?
those are
We can put it on our
radiation
page,
burns.
right?
Radiation burns.
We can put it as
Put it
our
on
page.
our
Yeah.
Instagram.
Now, when he showed that picture, the guy looked like he was in his 20s or 30s, maybe.
Right.
So we don't. I don't want to read
He-
your story. So,
Yeah. So.
but yeah, I guess we can see that he has fucking problems.
So he wants. Yeah. So
I just think it's a transportation problem.
he wanted to ramp it up, so he couldn't get a better charge, so he called his contact, Donald.
No, wait. I think you're skipping ahead. He just got to the shed.
Well, yeah, he's building this in the shed.
Okay, now, so how old is he at this point? 16, he said?
He's
maybe?
16 because he's driving around with his Geiger counter
trying to find shit
to his dashboard. He actually found some low-level, they call it uranium-243. It's but he found it in some kind of pitch, like a tar, I guess.
Oh,
yeah.
Wow.
So that was in nature, but he couldn't gather enough to do what he wanted.
Right.
So he looked in the pamphlet and saw a company in Czechoslovakia and ordered some.
From what? Like
uranium.
Yeah, but what did he buy? Just actual uranium?
Actual uranium.
He like Doc Browned it, like met him in the
So what did he say?
in the parking lot of a mall?
Yeah. So wait, what did he say? Why did he say he wanted it? Did we know? There has to be records.
That part I don't know.
Okay, but they sold it to him regardless. He didn't say he was. He might have said he was a professor.
Yeah,
or whatever. They probably didn't give a fuck because it was money, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I wonder how much money that would cost him. Like, how did he get that kind of money at 16?
Well, he was working, but he was spending all his money on equipment and materials. And
There had to have been a way he got that money. Because that had to be like, what is the cost of that? I can't imagine they give it to him for free.
no,
I have no idea how much it would be.
I gotta imagine it's fucking thousands.
I would assume.
Google knows that.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, Google how much uranium cost.
That's not the most greatest Google search you should do.
Oh yeah, you're right about that. It was not on my phone.
Yeah.
Well, okay. The price of uranium fluctuates, but is currently around $76 a pound.
Oh my god,
That's
that's
not
not
that
very
much.
much.
That's
Holy shit!
Wow.
guess what I can make.
You would think it'd be hundreds of thousands of dollars. Now think about this. This has been back in the early 90s.
Yeah.
So 1990. So it probably at that time was even less than that. That's fucking insane.
Wow.
Why? Why shouldn't that should be so expensive that you can't really afford it?
This says uranium prices have seen significant changes over time, with periods of high prices in the past, such as in June 2007 when it reached $136 a pound.
Why would anybody even be purchasing it?
Well, there are companies. One of the companies they sell isotopes, but only like to commercial companies that need them for products.
Okay.
Like smoke detector companies.
Right.
Right.
Yep.
So he was in communication directly with them. Yeah.
Jeez.
Wow.
Yeah. Fucking kids. Fucking amazing.
And at 16.
Yeah. And
It's insane.
he couldn't get the reaction he needed. He called up his buddy Donald Erb and said, "What's going on?" He said, "Your protons."
No, who's Donnie Erb again?
He is
his
main he's his main contact at one of these radiation centers.
So he's 16, pretending to be an adult, calling this dude up and saying, "How come I can't fucking get this right?"
Yep.
And so he tells him,
and he says, "David, your neutrons are flowing too fast. You need to slow them down."
Of
he
course.
Said, well, yeah.
"Why wouldn't he?"
Yeah.
Like, that's so stupid. Why did he say my neutrons are too fast?
Yeah.
I don't know why you didn't slow them down.
I was just saying his neutrons were probably too fast.
It's so stupid that we're sitting here thinking about this,
Right?
and he had to fucking call somebody for help.
Right?
So dumb.
So
Rookie mistake.
Oh, so smart guy.
So the teenager says to him, "Well, how do I get that?" Well, gun sights have tritium painted on them.
Good God! Holy fuck! Are you serious?
I am not shitting. So he ordered 100 fucking gun sights, scraped the tritium off, sent them back. He'd call them and say, "Hey, I got this gun sight and it doesn't have the shiny stuff on them." And they'd send it back and they'd send him a new one.
Oh my God!
And I guess he did this 100 times.
Jeez.
He would come up with a new name and a new story, and I guess
Wow.
he just
Holy
keeps sending
shit.
these fucking back and scraping the tritium
Imagine
off.
this company's like, what is going on with production? They're not painting any of these.
And why don't they paint these fucking
quality
We had
control?
420 this week. I don't get it.
Also,
This fucking
420. Nice.
Yeah,
You're welcome.
That makes sense. Yeah.
That's insane, though, if you think about it.
Mm.
So, okay, he's getting the tritium. You know what? I'm gonna build.
Wait, what was the tritium for? You said it was to do.
It slows the flow of the neutrons, so you combined it into that core that he had inside the lead block, and
It slows down the neutrons.
I guess so.
I know that. Okay.
You knew that. We were, yeah.
Yeah, I remember about neutrons.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Jimmy.
Good show.
Yeah, it was a good show.
It was. Yeah, so I got all this stuff.
So he's ready. This
He's
fucking
ready.
dude's ready. He's in his shed.
All right.
I'm gonna.
He's still in his mom's shed?
He's still in his mom's shed.
It's
All
time.
right. So he's going to do this.
He's gonna
Hey,
do
man.
it. He's gonna make what they call a breeder nuclear reactor.
Now, hang on. I got a question.
Yeah.
So the stuff hasn't been going to it had to be keep mailing to his house. So he's getting packages every fucking day.
I would imagine.
His stepdad didn't ask anything about that, and I know his stepmom was kind of crazy,
She was.
right? But nobody
His
asked
mom.
any questions about why he keeps getting. Like, listen, I trust my children, but if my son was getting a package every fucking other day,
With
I'd be like,
gun sight.
with gun head sights on it, yeah, it's like, okay, what kind of drugs are you dealing? What the
Right,
fuck's
what's
going
going
on?
on?
Right?
Yeah.
You would ask questions
It
at
wasn't-
least,
it
at the
It
very
wasn't
least.
really like he was keeping it a secret. You know?
Oh, he just told him,
it
yeah.
was
So he told him, oh yeah, I'm
Hey,
collecting
Mom,
this shit because I want to make this chemical.
Okay,
and
Make
whatever.
a nuclear reactor.
I'm like, okay, yeah, science, whatever.
Right.
So,
So-
his stepdad was like, his
Yeah,
his
more
stepdad
nerd stuff.
So it turns out his stepdad was a mechanic, and he's like, hey, what is science, whatever. He was a science guy.
Right.
You know, he's like, I don't give
Yeah.
a fuck about science.
So he gets
Bill Nye, the not science guy.
the not science guy.
Was
Yeah,
that?
he was Bill Nye, the not science guy.
Yeah, maybe he was Bill Nye. And you
might
never
have
even
been.
thought about that.
Yeah.
Maybe the guy who had the kid was Bill Nye.
Oh.
Yeah, oh!
His origin story.
But his last
Listen.
name's Han.
Oh, and Bill Nye was
Damn.
like was it? Shit, we were so close. Well, it wasn't Bill Nye like a comedian or
Well, he was on that kids show before he was a
I know, but I think he was a
actor.
comedian as well. I
Really?
think Bill Nye was
Not
like
sure, maybe.
or something like that.
Maybe. I wondered how he ended up in Pirates of the Caribbean. I'm like, what the fuck is happening?
I didn't see him. in
He
Pirates
was
of the Caribbean.
Davy Jones.
Bill
What?
Nye.
Yeah.
No, he wasn't.
Yeah, no, he wasn't.
Nerd it.
That was someone else.
There's no way Bill Nye the Science Guy was the fucking guy that was Davy Jones
Nerd
from.
it. I could be wrong.
There's no.
I could be wrong.
You have to be really on AK-47.
It's really good, but no.
It is good.
AK-47.
What is it?
But no, I'm right.
Cherry AK.
A Cherry AK. Well, whatever. It's close.
Oh, okay. So you're technically right. It was a different Bill Nye.
Oh.
Oh,
But you are technically
yeah.
right.
We were talking about the science
Okay.
guy.
Yeah, the science
I
guy.
thought they were the same fucking
Wait,
guy.
wait,
No.
wait,
I
no,
wondered
check
how
this.
famous he got. I was like, what the fuck is happening?
Ask
This
him-
is that idiot.
Ask if Bill Nye was a comedian.
Okay.
I really
Maybe.
feel it. I really feel like he was a comedian, and then he landed on science. There's something to him. There's something about him. Like he wasn't into science the whole time. And Nick's gonna tell us because he
They
has
both
his
look like the fucking
geek
crypt
phone.
keeper.
Yeah. Nothing.
Hold on.
Is it a finger?
So here's a video. Bill Nye attempts stand-up comedy on Seattle Public Access TV channel 29. It was either in 1983 or 84. And this is just someone on Reddit, but he said he was actually a pretty well-known Seattle comic before his science guy thing took off.
Yeah. See, I told you he was a comedian. He
Oh.
tried to be
I
a
used
funny
to watch
guy.
his show. I love
And I
his
think
show
that's
when I was
why.
a kid.
Well, yeah, and I think that's why he was entertaining as a scientist. Listen, the dude was smart.
Yeah.
But he also wanted to be a comedian.
He can be.
He kind of combined both, right?
Yeah.
Plus that intro song. That was good.
Bill Nye
The science guy. Bill Nye.
Yeah,
That was
I
dope.
remember.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that song.
Oh yeah, that's your favorite song.
I sing it sometimes when I'm showering. Bill Nye the Science Guy. You know,
Yeah,
it's the thing I do.
Yeah.
Let's not dwell on it.
Moving on.
All right. So anyway, what the fuck were we talking about?
So he's
Good
going
God.
to create a breeder reactor.
Oh, right.
So he got the idea. There was in the 1950s.
Can we pause for
somebody
another
tried it.
second?
What?
Can you tell us what the fucking breeder reactor is? Because I know Nick knows.
Yeah, I know you know.
Well, I do know, but we're asking for other people.
So he got the idea from a guy that he read about in the 1950s who tried to come up with this breeder reactor. So what it does is it starts out with the core, and it creates radiation, which creates the waste that everybody complains about. But it creates more energy. It was described as you leave the house with half a tank of gas in your car, and you go for a drive and you come back and the tank's full. So it's a perpetual atomic reaction. It feeds itself.
So he filled up his sheets before he got home.
Because I know typical nuclear reactions, that's the idea, is like it splits one atom,
Right.
and then they collide and they split into two, and then they split, just keeps multiplying.
Right.
So this is his end game.
This is his end game.
Okay.
So he's got...
But is it working now?
It worked.
At 16?
At this time, he was 17.
17. Okay.
He turned 17 in this process.
Wow.
So he was fucking successful, and it started to grow. So it got to the point he could measure the radiation 5 houses down.
Oh my
Are
god.
you shitting me? No, wait. It's gonna self-grow. Is that right?
So yeah, so it's
Like
gonna,
Yeah,
it's gonna
So it's gonna
continue.
self-grow.
Yeah.
So it's
So how
growing.
do you protect it? Like, did
How
he
do
have
you
the
stop
protection in place?
Well, so there's background radiation in nature, right? He produced 9,000 times
The radiation.
Yeah.
Is that to the point like people are getting sick? Like his mom and stepdad? Or?
So to get a license to handle radioactive material of a certain level, he was 170 times over
Wow.
The level
the
he was allowed to
minimal.
Jeez.
So this thing's throwing off radiation.
So I got to tear it apart. So what do? You start separating the parts. As one does, you got to fucking...
Yeah.
Just go and grab it with your hand?
Yeah. If I was gonna tear that apart, I wouldn't.
I would move to another town.
I would just, I'd leave it here and I'd be like, hey, the house is for sale. Shed's kind of fucked.
Yeah, don't
you
look
might
at the shed.
You might get sick a little bit, but don't worry about it. It'll be fine.
He's like,
It's a good deal.
Nah, it's okay. It'll be fine. So while he's being a mad scientist and everything, in his free time, it turns out he likes to steal tires off of cars. The whole wheels, as one does.
Oh, okay.
So he's a little criminal as well. Good thing he was a Boy Scout.
Yeah.
That speaks a lot to that organization.
So he's actually heading out to get rid of part of his reactor, and the cops know that to be looking for him, and they pull him over. And they said,
He's 17.
He's 17. He's already well known in the neighborhood for shit. So they said, we need to check your car, because maybe there was stolen stuff in it.
Yeah.
He said,
So they think he's just stealing shit. They don't know anything about this reactor.
No.
See, that's what I was thinking. It's like, wow, how did they fucking figure that out?
Right.
But if he's stealing tires, that's
Yeah.
on him.
He said,
Maybe
that's fine, you can search the car, just don't open the toolbox, it's radioactive.
Jeez.
No shit.
I swear to God.
So what do they do?
They're like, what the fuck? This sounds like an IED, right?
Right, like a
An
bomb.
Explosive device.
Yeah.
Right.
So they call in the bomb squad.
As one would.
You would think. So they open it up and they're like, holy shit. This is...
There
this
is radioactive shit in
This
here.
whole car is a radioactive waste. So they arrest him, and you saw his picture. He's 17.
That was when he was 17 years old.
Yeah.
Wow.
We
Yeah,
got
he
post that
didn't look
Wait,
good.
I'll
for
tell you.
17.
I tell you what though. You know what he did look like? Like he's in his fucking 30s.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It didn't.
Yeah, he aged.
That is not a 17-year-old.
He aged hard. So here's him at his shed.
He's probably been absorbing all this
Radiation.
nuclear radiation.
So he didn't even... Did I tell you he had a pair of shoes just for in there? He didn't travel into the house.
Oh, that's good.
That was so kind of him.
Hey.
Oh, that's
Track
really
it into
nice.
the house.
Yeah.
So-
I feel like the radiation would go a couple miles. But,
Right.
Hey, no, thanks for not taking your shoes off.
At least it's not on the carpet.
Yeah, we didn't want to get a mess.
This kid's got a weird line.
God damn.
Right. So
Wow.
so they call who they need to, and they interview him. They have him at the police station and everything. He's like, no, you just got this stuff. And they let him go. Right? You just boys being boys.
Well, honestly, I don't know if a local police department would understand the consequences.
Yeah, what
Well,
would
they
you do
called
about
in
that?
the bomb squad, and the bomb squad called the radiation people in the United States.
Okay.
Like,
Okay.
come and the FBI and shit, and they interviewed him, and
What happened to his shed and all the shit in it?
during all of his interviews, it never came up.
Are you fucking kidding me?
I'm not shitting ya.
That's absolutely insane. They never asked about his house or what he had there?
No, and he didn't offer anything up.
Oh my god, that's
So they just
crazy.
think all he had was what was in that toolbox.
Yeah, okay,
right?
well,
So
why would you?
they let him off the hook.
So what I was just looking up
Yeah.
was you said this was in the 90s?
Yeah.
So I couldn't remember when the 3 Mile Island
Island.
accident was.
Sure.
And that was in 79.
Yeah.
So you feel like people people at this point know the dangers
Of radioactive material. Yeah, it's like
nuclear radiation.
But
fish
there
with
was-
3 eyes, bitch. Let's get going.
Right.
We don't want to do this.
Right. So 2 months later, 2 months after
he-
you just go about your
and-
business.
So wait, he was tearing apart his device. So there was
Right.
pieces of it in his trunk. They took that. I'm assuming.
They took that.
Okay.
What did they do with the rest of the fucking shit in his shed?
His mom threw it in the trash.
Oh, so she's fucked. She's got to be fucked, right? Touching it with her hands
I would
and stuff.
think.
You would think. No.
What?
She threw it away. So 2 months later, they start
Do we know what state this was in? 'Cause-
Michigan.
Detroit.
Fuck, man. I wonder why.
It makes sense now, right?
That's insane. There's a lot. There's a lot
No,
of.
it doesn't. That's,
yeah,
who the
I
fuck
don't
builds
know.
a
I
nuclear
don't know why I said
reactor in
that.
their mom's shed?
Yeah.
Well, I guess I meant if it was Pennsylvania, we had that one that blew up.
Yeah. Yeah, we have that.
Oh yeah.
Wait, we got that.
We do
Yeah, that
have
was
that.
legit.
At least we have that one.
Yeah. So
Did that really happen? Oh my
Yeah.
God.
Yeah,
that was
yeah.
3 Mile Island.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That was Pennsylvania.
yeah, they portrayed it in Wolverine Origins. That's where he fought the terrible
That was a
Deadpool.
badass. That was a badass.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I forgot about that's where that was.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
what they based it on was 3 Mile Island.
Yeah.
That was badass.
That's cool.
Yeah, it was. That was a good fight.
I mean, the Deadpool was stupid.
yeah,
but-
the Deadpool didn't make sense, but if it was a different bad guy,
yeah.
fucking
He was
totally
cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So
Oh yeah. Ryan Reynolds didn't do himself any favors with that movie.
he was a good Wade Wilson.
Oh, yeah. He was great. at
But
that.
I feel like they didn't let him portray.
Yeah, they didn't do him any favors.
No, they wanted to keep it PG-13.
Yeah,
Probably.
probably.
So 2 months later, they decide, let's check in with this kid. If he was crazy enough to do it once, maybe he does it again.
Right.
This time they brought in somebody who really, really knows a lot about nuclear
A
atomics.
specialist.
A specialist, right? And he got the kid talking and got him talking about his shed and his breeder reactor. Whew, they send the fucking team to his mom's house. This was 1996, I believe it was. They tore it apart piece by piece and put
The
it
house?
the fucking shed.
Oh.
And they dug out a lot of the ground too because it
Wow.
was so bad. And it is.
So it's still pulling off radiation.
Oh yeah, the place was a wasteland.
Oh.
You would think that like the people living right next to that would be
Yeah.
dead, right?
So were they still there?
Yeah, dude.
And they were alive?
There was no problems.
No.
That's insane.
Yeah.
So it must not have been like crazy, like a bomb. Obviously not a bomb amount,
No.
but
And during the interviews, it was specifically asked, and he's like, "No, man, I just wanted to create a nuclear reaction. That's what I've been doing all this
For
time."
Boy Scouts. Like the worst reason ever.
Ever. So he's 17, right? And
yeah.
they find this and they tear the
Tear it
shed
apart.
apart. During one interview, he was asked about it, and I guess, I didn't see the interview, but he kind of laughed and said, how do you say it? The Feds got the bad stuff. No, the feds got the garbage, and the garbage got the good stuff because it's
No shit.
It went into the local landfill.
There's still a local landfill that's pulling out
Wow.
radiation. Now,
I would imagine they
at
went
this
in and
point,
got it.
yeah, at this point,
Right.
Right.
they probably researched
They
it.
could
probably-
track it.
They track it down.
Right.
I'm sure they used their Geiger counters with
Yeah,
fucking
they're
Right.
nerd
So-
devices.
Yeah,
or whatever.
The devices that the Boy Scouts made for
They
them.
made it. So, needless to say, he did get off. He didn't get in trouble.
He didn't spend a dime in jail.
No. And the kids at school were extra mean to him. Right? Afterwards, 'cause they call, yeah. They,
I guess I could maybe. I don't
So-
know.
I would think you stay away from him. Like, don't get near that
Yeah,
guy.
I mean, he could be contagious. What the
Yeah.
fuck are you thinking?
but they weren't going to, but they did give him that fucking badge, and they changed.
Did they really?
They did. He got.
Well, I mean, if anyone deserves it.
Well, yeah,
Holy
that
shit.
motherfucker is probably the only person in the world who ever got that badge.
But he was actually.
Was he really?
He was the only person
Oh,
that
good.
even tried
That's
to get
thank
it.
God,
That's good.
and that's insane.
And the next year they changed it. It's still
What?
called the nuclear science badge now instead of the atomic energy or nuclear energy.
what
That's-
what
yeah,
fucking
fucking-
guy who runs the
So-
Cub Scouts would think of even to put that in there?
Eh, what the fuck? But he ended up joining the Navy. Well, his mom committed suicide
After that,
shortly, I guess.
Wow.
Yeah.
so she could have been sick.
They said she was sick. Right?
Okay.
But,
Okay.
you know, this.
Well, you would,
You
you
know.
would have to be after living
I would
next to that
think.
kind of shit for so long.
After handling it?
Yeah, throwing it in the garbage,
Sure, but-
physically touching
But
it.
she killed herself.
Right.
Right. So he went to the Navy.
Okay.
He ended up getting stationed on a nuclear submarine.
Are you kidding me?
Makes
of course,
sense.
of course he
Of
does.
course.
Yeah.
But,
That's where his talents lie.
but the USS Enterprise was
No
the
shit.
submarine he was
Wow.
on. So he got out of the Navy and started college. And it just wasn't. He was struggling. Fuck it. He joins the Marines.
Wow.
And yeah, I like to serve. So he's in
Holy
there.
shit.
And he was honorably discharged
From the Marines.
from the Marines. So that would imply medical conditions and things like that.
Oh.
So he ended up, even more depressed, right? Because that's one of the things that. So he gets a job and loses his job. His landlord calls the police, tells them that he was stealing smoke detectors.
Are you shitting me? He's still doing it?
They didn't pin it on him.
But he was still stealing smoke detectors?
He can't afford them
Yeah,
anymore.
yeah, I can't buy them. I'm not kidding anymore.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I need these smoke detectors because I got to build another nuclear reactor.
He did get sent home from Boy Scout camp for stealing smoke detectors.
Oh, okay.
No shit.
Yeah. So he ends up in a depression. There's some arrests for cocaine. They found him dead in a Walmart bathroom, and the autopsy was alcohol, fentanyl, and Benadryl.
Wow.
So he died in a Walmart bathroom.
Probably from an overdose.
Wow.
What did you say it was? Alcohol, Benadryl?
He died at age 39.
Wait, alcohol, Benadryl, and what?
Fentanyl.
Do you know what year that was? It would have been 2010s.
If he had
It
Benadryl.
wasn't. He was 39, so
So
If he was a teenager in the 90s.
2016 he was found
2016.
dead. Yeah.
So if he has Benadryl in his system, he's got to. I mean, it was planned, right? It was OD'd.
So between 2007 and
Right?
2016,
I would think
they
so.
found actual FBI documents. There was an informant that was keeping tabs on him for the FBI.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I'd buy that.
Well, listen, that guy already has had a slew of bad luck.
Yeah.
I can see him getting a little bit paranoid when people start following him around and just going
yeah.
all for it.
Yeah. So
Huh.
that's how that
So,
goes.
as far as we know, no one died from radiation
No.
poisoning. That's insane.
Yeah.
Still, that's a crazy story.
Yeah.
He was a kid.
Wow.
He started when he was 10. And I guess you can still get that book in PDF version on the internet for free.
Oh, yeah.
that got him into it. So it wasn't that long ago, maybe 10 years, there was a 14-year-old kid joined the Boy Scouts, and he wanted to do the new atomic science badge with full support from professionals. He was 14, and he created a nuclear reactor and created fusion.
Wow.
The youngest person to ever reach.
But he had some support.
He actually did it the right way.
Oh, okay.
That's still cool.
Listen,
I mean,
that kid MacGyvered the fuck out of that dude. Come on.
Oh, no, it's
That's
badass.
impressive.
Honestly, it's really incredible.
I'm surprised they didn't find a better use for him in the military.
Yeah, like, you're the kid who built a nuclear reactor. How about you just sit on the ship a little bit? Yeah, you're right.
I think you had made this research team.
Yeah, you're going straight to what's that called for the Navy?
The brig.
No, the school like
Walk the plank.
Annapolis.
Yeah, well, it's something. Come on, guys.
Wait, what?
I don't know.
If somebody like they get accepted to
The academy.
yeah, I think that's what it is. What academy?
The Naval Academy.
Maybe that. Yeah, okay. I think that's what it is. Navy Academy.
Okay.
And it's a prestigious like thing, right?
I would assume.
Like, I would assume they'd throw them through that shit,
Right.
And
Yeah.
say, okay, you're really super smart. Let's put you to our advantage.
Yeah, but no, it was just luck that he ended up on a nuclear submarine.
That's the government fucking up for you, right? Because they could have utilized him, and maybe he'd still be alive today. There wouldn't be anybody following him.
Yeah.
He wouldn't be paranoid. He'd be helping save the fucking country.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Maybe we'd have a cool nuclear power plant.
Yeah,
I don't know.
maybe.
So that breeder reactor technology, I actually, and this was before I even learned about this, I had watched videos on it before. They have made advancements in that technology where it could be actual legitimate today.
I think, not to get off on a whole nother tangent, I think nuclear power, I can't believe we haven't used it more.
It's
used it more
as a country. Yeah,
it's
really
the safest and cheapest.
I mean, the thing is,
energy.
there were bad accidents.
There was,
but that was old technology. It's much safer now.
Fukushima was a fucking tsunami. You just don't. Oh, here comes another one.
I feel like that's why I feel like it's dangerous. Like, here's the thing: you can have every precaution in the world that you think, and there's like that one little. Do I need to bring up the Death Star and I mean, do I need to bring up Luke Skywalker shooting it into the little tiny hole?
Speaking of which, I heard.
What?
Not
Spoiler!
Not to get into politics at all, but there was a recent bombing in Iran. I heard that they aimed for an exhaust pipe with one of those bombs.
Did they hit it?
My understanding, they had to go 300 feet down.
But I was like, wow, they Death Starred that.
Yeah. Was it Luke Skywalker flying that plane?
Maybe.
Did he use the Force?
They had to have been.
It's no bigger than a swamp rat.
Oh yeah, that was Kylo Ren. I know that dude. He's from Minnesota.
Minnesota.
Yeah, he's a Minnesota boy. Kylo Ren. He threw that right in that bitch.
Yeah. Fucking so that kid, this new 14-year-old, his grandmother gave him that book as the cautionary tale,
and he used it.
And he's like, fucking, I'm on the path to fucking greatness.
I'm not going to do that.
Yeah.
But he did it right. And there's pictures of the kid,
That's
and
awesome.
Fuck.
Hey, you know what I think?
Amazing.
That's amazing. The whole story was amazing. I love this one. And I think that this is so much that it's almost not even like a bonus episode. I think we have a full episode.
It's like another full episode.
Yeah, I feel like we have a whole almost full episode still bonus episode. That was well done.
We just didn't play the song at the beginning.
Oh yeah, we should have. Can we play it out?
Yeah, let's play it out. Why not?
Let's play it out.
Let's get nuts.
Yeah, let's go a little crazy.
Do you have anything else, Axel?
Give me 1 second. This was fucking deep, man.
Yeah.
I didn't even cover everything. Oh, did I tell you that he got actual fucking radiation material from the X-ray techs? They actually fucking... He made friends, right? He was shadowing them at work, and he got them to fucking slip them some.
He just gave them some?
I guess.
Oh my god.
Fuck yeah. This kid was fucking amazing.
Take this one. I had this one. I was going to use this one later. But
you could have it.
But you could have it if you want. I mean, you're cool, dude.
He was diagnosed with paranoid schizophrenia, too. So he was fucked off.
Well, I mean, that played into the
but
drugs.
I don't know what that really means. So... I don't know what that. No,
The
it's
schizophrenia?
something- yeah, something with your brain or something, right?
Isn't that
Or
like
something?
multiple personality type thing?
Wait, paranoia schizophrenia, isn't that like you just...
Schizophrenia.
You know what? I'm not
I don't
exactly
know.
Yeah,
sure.
we're
I'm not
not
really worried about that.
I
psychiatrists.
mean, we're all... Yeah, listen, we're not doctors. We are all fucked up.
But also, don't fact check us.
And
Yeah,
don't take... Hey, we might be
no.
doctors. You don't know.
That kid, he passed off as a fucking doctor, dude.
Yeah, hey,
Doctor's
you
bad
don't
out.
know what's going on.
Yeah, so
All right, anything else?
no, I'm
All
not.
right, I'm gonna play us out.
Let's play this out.